Hey guys, and welcome to Day to Day Scott, where I bring you daily content on entrepreneurship and personal growth. So how do I bring that content? Very simple. I founded a company in November in 2017. And what I do as an entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur yourself, you'll know, or someone who's hungry for personal growth, you'll know that we learn so much each day because we're always pushing ourselves to learn so much. And having a business and running myself, I learn so much each day from reading blogs, from listening to mentors, from just implementing things, implementing marketing, implement anything in business. I learn every single day. So what I do is, one, I show you my journey as an entrepreneur, so you can see the real life of an entrepreneur, sort of see what it's like. I think that's good because it sort of cuts out this sexy life you see on Instagram. And you also get to learn. So I'll always create what I've learned from that day into content that you can gain value from. And that does two things. One, it allows me to learn because it reconfirms my knowledge, and it allows me to have those light bulb moments which you get to see on camera, which is always great. And two, you obviously get to learn from my failures, which is great because then you don't have to make that failure. But at the end of the day, I want you to fail as much as possible. And I know that sounds funny, but failure is where we're going to learn, and that's what I'm learning. Every time you'll see me, I've come on here and I've learned so much yesterday. And this is for yesterday's blog. I meant to do it, didn't get back till nearly 12 o'clock, then having food and everything was like 1 in the morning. I just thought, right, I'm not going to do it, I'll just do 2 tomorrow. So I'm going to do 2 today, 1 now, it'll be uploaded in the next few hours, and then I will do another one later on today. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'll give you the intro and we'll get straight into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to Day to Day Scott. So I again apologize for the quality of the video. I'm not happy with it, but as you know, I still can't find my light bulbs, which is really frustrating because you know what, the most frustrating thing about it is that I know they're in the house, and I've looked in every place I think they are, and I've even looked in all random places, and I still can't find them. So the most painful thing about it is that I know it's just in the room somewhere in my bedroom, and I'm just like, I can't find it. So really annoying, but I can't. If you saw what was behind this camera, you'd laugh. I've like makeshift like a lamp in here. I've got like the cover on it. It looks ridiculous, but it has improved the quality, so I'm happy with that. So that's good for you and good for me. So happy days. So I went to my monthly meetup. I go to the Elite Network the third Thursday, I believe, of every month, and obviously it was amazing as always. And I learned a lot of things in this talk, which I will go through. I think I'm going to put it into multiple videos. There's so many great things that I've learned. They've reconfirmed some knowledge, and they've also given me some great tips. I also had the honor to interview Mr. Will Polston, which you'll get that interview you'll have that interview tomorrow on my channel, so I'm really excited to put that one out there tomorrow. So let's get on to today's video. So this one is actually, I got reconfirmed this. This is about accountability. So as you can see the title of the video, are you accountable for your actions? I think most people will say yes to that. Now, I'm going to call you a liar, and you probably don't like that, and let me explain. So let me give you some context to this before I explain. So I first of all had a great conversation with someone when I needed a lift back from Manchester. He came to one of my events and he gave me a lift back, and we had a great conversation. I was just saying my struggles of staying focused on the task at hand and really wanting to do great in 2018, but I really struggled with staying focused when I worked at home. And he said one of the greatest tips I got from him was, he said one of the things that works for him is making himself accountable. And I suddenly a light bulb moment hit, and I sort of went into a little bit more, and he sort of spoke about accountability and making sure people make you accountable to things. Say you're going to get a client this month, making sure someone reminds you and you make yourself accountable, you make it known with a lot of people, so then you're going to feel guilty if you're not taking action, not being productive to achieve what you promised to go out and set. And that was my light bulb moment right there. So I had that was the prep work of me sort of thinking this is something good. Then I went and actually took action. I've now gone into a co-working space, which I officially move into next week, and I'll explain in a bit sort of about why I'm doing that. And then it got reconfirmed again at this event yesterday when I was speaking with Will, and he did his fantastic talk. So first of all, let me explain the issue of why you need accountability. And this is at any stage of your life. This can be, but it really is prominent for startups. So let me just give you a bit of context to why accountability is so important. So we have been brought up having people making us accountable for things. Think about it. You're born, you have your parents, they'll make you accountable for things. If you do something stupid, you do something silly, you get a slap on the wrist. You get whatever, depending what. So yeah, you get a slap on the wrist. And so they're always holding you accountable for things and for actions. When you go into the education system, you have teachers, you have sports coaches, and they're making you accountable to do your work. They're making you accountable to ensure that they're always on you. It might be strict sometimes, but they get you get the work done because they're there managing you. They're almost like managing them, making you accountable. And again, when you go into a full-time job, you have a boss. You have a boss, and again, he or she is going to make you accountable for your actions. So if you mess up, they're going to make you know about it, and obviously, they're going to keep reminding you of what needs to be done and say, hey, you've not been doing this, you need to get onto this. So again, all these figures, sort of these in-charge figures, they're making you accountable for your actions. Now, something funny happens when you go through all that system and then finally go, right, I'm going to make it on my own. I'm going to do my own thing. And that's what I've done. And you can start your own business. You're great. You got your freedom. You got your free time. It's all me. I'm gonna make my own time, work my hours, or make my own money. Everything's all me, which is awesome. And I love that aspect of this business. Absolutely. However, there's something missing, and it's that accountability. Now, the first few months of being an entrepreneur, you're so drill focused, you're so inspirational, you're motivated, you're like pumped up, yeah. So the accountability, I don't think is much of an issue in the first few months because you're just so driven to push. But once things start to become a routine, and you start to get into sort of your habits, then I think the accountability factor is very important. So that's the issue. And interestingly, I discussed this quite heavily in my podcast. I did one podcast, it was like an audio on this. I'm not sure, like maybe about 2 months ago. And that was me actually explaining what I was struggling with, and I didn't realize it was to do with accountability, but I was saying I'm driven and everything, but I just don't have the discipline to discipline myself when it comes to getting up at the right time and making sure I finish at the right time and just being really strict with managing my time. I said I know I have my ideas, I know how to make the company successful, but I'm just not, my mindset isn't there. I don't have that strong enough mindset to be disciplined. And what I now realize is it's because I'm not being smart. I'm not making sure I'm accountable for my actions. And it's so important. So I'm going to tell you some ways that I've sort of discussed with people, sort of some ways they do it, and some ways I've already implemented and I'm going to implement further. Because I feel like this is honestly, I believe this could be your number one, if not, it is going to be your number one thing that will make you do good in 2018. Will absolutely smash 2018, because this is going to make sure you get things done. At the end of the day, you're not going to go anywhere if you don't get things done. You have to start. Nothing gets done if you don't start. So it's all about, go back to my rants about talking about and doing it. If you're going to talk about it, don't talk about it. Just go away. But if you're going to do it, then do it. Don't talk about it. So it's all about doing it. And this accountability is so huge in pushing that. So here are a few accountability to help you make sure you're being accountable. So first one, I think is quite a funny one, is tell everyone on social media. I think that's one of the greatest ones because no one likes, social media, we post what we want people to see. That is what people use social media for. They post they're at a nice restaurant, they're at an event, they're seeing their friend. They post all the good bits. They're not going to be posting when they're upset. Well, some do, but they're going to post to get attention. So the accountability factor is that you're going to sort of put yourself make yourself a little vulnerable, because suddenly you've promised something to a community of your friends, of friends, and so on. So if you go on there and say, right, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week, and I'm going to be there at 6 in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you say that to the online, that's going to make you feel guilty if you don't go, and people will bring you up on it online. And you can even say on the post, like, please make me accountable for this. I have to put a photo on here at 6 in the morning in the gym. If I don't, I want people to sort of get on my back about it. And I think that's a great way. I personally haven't tried that, but I really think I'm looking forward to trying that one. I think that's a really good one. The next one is one that I've recently done. And I think, so this one is I've moved in, as you know, I've mentioned in my other recent blogs, is I've moved into a co-working space. So I officially move in next week. I trialed it this week, love it, absolutely love it. Really nice guys and girls there, so I'm going to move there. And a big point of me doing that is sort of a few reasons. Obviously, sort of I want to having the home for my work, sleep and pleasure. It's very difficult to switch off and sort of have different room to really just manage your mental health and your work. It's very difficult, and it's just sort of I'm struggling to manage it. So obviously that factor, but the bigger factor is the accountability. Having businesses around me doing business, I suddenly feel much more accountable to have to do my work, because again, it comes back to feeling guilty. If I'm just on YouTube and there's 20 people around me like doing their business, talking to their teams and everything, and they catch me on YouTube, I'm going to feel really embarrassed. I remember, the other day actually, I went on YouTube just to sort of pick some music, but obviously, say you can go into YouTube, you fall into it, don't you? And I think I was like the third video in, just watching rubbish, and someone walked by. They didn't mention anything, but I just went, oh no, how embarrassing. I honestly felt embarrassed, because I've come there, I'm paying for that space as well, so that's another incentive for me to work. But that honestly made me feel embarrassed. So, and I get straight back onto work. Wherever at home, I wouldn't have done that, because no one's there to whip me back in shape. So it's again that accountability which kind of creates guilty, and that I feel that really pushes you again. Another really good one, and again, these are your takeaways, guys, to take away and to implement yourself. They're really easy to implement. You can do them today. Another one is have someone that you trust who can be accountable, who can make you accountable for things. So that can be anyone. It can be a friend, it can be a family member, it could be a mentor, it could be a colleague, whoever. It doesn't really matter. As long as they're clear on what they need to make you accountable for, then it's fine. Whether it's making sure you're getting up on the right time. I mean, they're not going to do it for you, but they could be sending you a message, calling you at 7 in the morning, saying, right, time to get up. Whatever it is, making you accountable and promising them that you'll do it will again help you get much more focused and start breaking those bad habits. Which we need to do is break those bad habits and make sure we stay auto-focused and stay productive on our work. The one I do is I've got a mentor, and he makes me accountable. I think it's a good thing. Like I've always said, if you're in a startup, get a mentor. 100% get a mentor. Their experience, knowledge is untouchable. And not just that, they make you accountable. So the great thing about having them, because they'll make you accountable for the things they know you don't want to do. So my accounts, I don't like dealing with numbers. He'll remind me every day, say, have you done any counts? Have you done a count? And it just gets to the point where I go, yeah, okay, I'll do them. Like, I don't want to, but he just makes me feel guilty. And I'm like, yeah. But it's so good he does that, because it's so important, obviously, in business and managing your accounts. So it's really good just to have someone just to keep you in shape. And it doesn't mean that you're not running your own business yourself. It's silly. Get out of that mindset of thinking, oh, I can do it on my own, I'm an entrepreneur. Bullshit. Because you have to appreciate you're young, and even if you're 30 years old, 40 years old, and you're starting a business for the first time, you're starting a business for the first time. It doesn't matter what age you are still starting a business for the first time. So therefore, there's a lot you are not going to know. Yes, you might have been in a business for 10 years, but there will still be lots you don't know if you've not gone on your own. So get a mentor, and don't ever think that you're cheating or you're not doing it the right, grinding way. It's just a load of crap. Okay, so get out of that mindset. Support, collaboration is the way forward. Do not ever deny that. Free support is amazing. I would get mentors, and really they will help you, and it's so easy to get mentors. And like I said, if you need any help with that, just comment below. And the next one, I think this is a great one actually. This is one I haven't, I think I've done it before, but not recently, is write things down. So sort of not everything you're going to do, but sort of your monthly goals. So like your 3 big goals of each month. So sort of I'm going to get a client this month, or I'm going to set up 5 social media accounts this month, whatever it is. Just write them down. Now, the most important thing is writing them down, not having them in here, in your head. Now, why is that? This is really important, guys. This is really important that you write them down, because paper will not lie. When you've written them down, It will not lie, because that will not change. That will not change unless you scribble it out, but it will not change. And you'll pin it up on your wall and that'll never change. Whereas this will change. This mind will change. You might think, yeah, well, I can remember 3 goals. Of course I can remember 3 goals. Yes, you can probably physically remember them. However, your reasoning in your mind is flawed. You'll lie to yourself. And I know that sounds funny, but you will manipulate, your thinking will manipulate yourself to make you believe why you didn't achieve that goal. You'll just go, oh, well, yeah, this didn't work, and the timing of this, go, oh, to be fair, yeah, this rubbish. Have it on a written piece of paper, have it there, and keep looking at it every day and go, right, that needs to be done. And how do I do that? Reverse it, engineer it, and go bum, 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 bum. These 10 things need to be done. Right, let's start knocking them off. You need to stay focused. It'll keep you accountable. Don't leave it all in here. Write it down. Really, really key on that. Okay, so my takeaway is, 1, all those things I've just gone through, because you can implement them today. And my general takeaway is basically, be accountable for your actions, but get someone to make you accountable. Don't feel like the entrepreneur, you can push, and like, I do it all myself. Rubbish. You will not be able to do everything yourself because you do not have the expertise in everything. The smartest people get other people who are experts in areas in which they're not. They're the smartest people, the smartest entrepreneurs. Getting collaborating with other experts in other parts they struggle with, so then you can make an awesome team. And that's what you'll do with your mentors and people making you accountable. They will whip you in shape about things you don't want to do, like for me, my accounts. So that, I really hope you took some knowledge away from that one, because that for me is, I would say, my biggest video so far on 2018. That is my most powerful video with learning, for sure, 100%. So really do read into what I'm saying here is, make yourself accountable. It's so important. It's so important. And I'll keep you on track with my journey of making myself more accountable, because it is so important, and it's really going to help you with staying focused and just getting everything done in 2018. So as always, guys, it's an absolute pleasure. You do have the joy of having 2 of these videos today, which is awesome. And you have the joy of an interview tomorrow, which I'm so excited to post. I did the interview yesterday, and I'm so excited to post it and promote it, because it is, I honestly couldn't have kicked off 2018 with a better interview. I really couldn't. It's amazing. I really am appreciative of Will to give me his time to have done that. I really am. So, as always, please do follow me on all social media, at Scott Mears on YouTube, at Scott Mears _ on Twitter, and at Scott Mears Entrepreneur on Facebook. As always, guys, it's a pleasure. The best way to predict the future is create it. Go out there, create your future. Have a lovely day. I will see you later. This was Day to Day Scott. See you in the next one.